Hi, this is a presentation of the Task Scheduler app by me, Ananda Sangli, and Shrikar Amirisetty. So the idea is that we basically have a bunch of tasks in our daily lives, and we sort of need help in scheduling it and sort of breaking it as to how many hours we should be spending on it on a day-to-day basis until the due date. So we decided that we would create an app for this because we face similar issues in our lives throughout high school and in college as well. And so we decided to go ahead and do that. And so Shrikar essentially worked on the UI and the board API and the JSON push and get, and I worked primarily the on the backend part of the application involving the sort of the algorithms and sort of the linked lists and the hash maps.
So here's how our app is essentially supposed to work. When you instantiate this app for the first time, it will ask you to initialize the maximum number of hours you can be working per day. So let's just set that up as 9. Right. So what our app is going to be doing with this information is that well it allows the app, it makes it a lot easier for the app to assign a limited number of tasks to you per day in such a way that it's doable. Right. So here's our um, main activity layout for the app. We have 3 tabs, each displaying each supposed to display the list of activities you have to do today, tomorrow, and the day after. But since it's our first time initializing the app, we don't have any activities, any tasks added. Right. So with our API, what we did was we uh, used an API that called that created a string, um, which like a new activity that you've probably never tried before, right? And concatenates it to another string, right? And puts in the today layout, right? So let's just go ahead and create a new task. Let's call it example. Set its priority to 1. Um, estimated hours of completion 9, and complete by, let's just say, the 4th of May. Right. Now, what our app does with this information is that it takes the priority, the estimated hours of completion, and the due date for the task, and uses that to try and set the number of hours you're going to be working on that task on a particular day in a relatively intelligent sort of manner. So let's just try to let's just add this. So now that we've added that task, this is what our app's layout would now look like, with a new sort of card kind of layout with the task name and the assigned number of hours um, for that day.
So that was quite an interesting demo, and we found some really interesting details, like the board API using JSON to sort of get new activities that that the user can try for each and every day. And it's quite funny how we found this API. We were just scrolling through GitHub, trying to look for some open source APIs that are easy to implement, and this was one of them, and it fit perfectly with our apps theme. And I think another thing that's interesting about our application is our unique data structure, where we use a hash map having keys of local date objects and having values which are array lists of task objects for that specific day. And this task object includes everything that you can see on the screen, like the name, the priority level, the completion hours, the due date, the date difference between them, and the current date as well. And the current date specifically refers to when the task was created. And we're really excited with how much we've achieved with this application. And for the future, we hope to sort of incorporate speech to text API, which sort of allows you to input tasks without actually typing them in, and also integrating our output with the Google Calendar, which sort of gives an excellent result to this application. Thank you for watching.